Heading to the next gym, Ash and Gloria enter Glimmwood Tangle. They surprisingly run into a familiar face, Ball Guy, who is exiting the forest right as they enter. Ash and Gloria are surprised to see the gym mascot outside of a gym stadium, and Ball Guy states that they simply like to spend time in the lovely Glimmwood Tangle from time to time. Ball Guy gives Ash and Gloria a love ball each and tells them to be careful, since travelers often easily become lost when heading through this area. Ash and Gloria thank the Ball Guy and tell them that everything will be alright. Well, things are fine for a while, but after wandering around for a bit, they indeed start to get lost in the dark forest. Ash sends out Carcoal to act as a light source, which works, but doesn't do much to help them find their way. The kids complain about it getting late and become fearful, but out of nowhere they see a huge bright light come out of nowhere. A mysterious figure ends up brushing past the giant magic mushrooms in the forest, showing the duo that they can brighten their path, creating far more light than Carcoal can. Carcoal becomes angry at being literally outshined and dashes toward the creature. The figure simply bounces around from mushroom to mushroom, illuminating the path for everyone. Eventually, Carcoal angrily fires an incinerate attack at the figure, though the attack misses as the Pokemon appears to slip and fall, and it finally lands in the light. It is revealed to be a Galarian Ponyta. Carcoal angrily yells at it, but Ash tells Carcoal to cool it, and the Pokemon calms down and even apologizes to the Ponyta. Gloria finds the pony to be absolutely adorable, just as she had when Bede's Galarian Ponyta when she first saw it. This must be where he caught it. She definitely wants it for her team, so she sends out her Arctozolt to battle it. Ponyta is very strong, but Arctozolt is able to take a lot of attacks and deal out strong attacks as well. So Gloria is able to successfully weaken and catch the Ponyta, and she decides to use the Love Ball that she just got to catch it. She lets Ponyta out of her Pokeball and thanks her for the assistance. The pony nuzzles up to Gloria, but shies away from Ash when he tries to pet her. Ponyta is a little shy around strangers, which is why she didn't reveal herself to the group at first. She's also very helpful, hence her decision to help Gloria and Ash despite being unsure of them. She is a bit ditzy, and if she gets too excited while running, she occasionally slips over her own hooves. Ash asks Ponyta if she'll forgive his rowdy Carcoal, and she agrees, nuzzling up to the cold creature who blushes bashfully. After getting out of the forest, the duo reach Ballonlea, which they find to be absolutely beautiful. So beautiful, in fact, that the duo take their time to explore the town before heading over to the Pokemon Center. Once there, they heal up their team and then head straight over to Ballonlea Stadium. And there, they run into Marnie again. Naturally, there are Team Yellgrunts running around cheering for her, as it turns out that Marnie has just beaten the gym leader and earned her newest badge. Gloria excitedly challenges her to a rematch, as it's been a long time since they battled, and she wants to see how much stronger both of them have gotten. Marnie agrees to the battle, and they decide on a 4v4. Marnie sends out her Lightbird first, and Gloria goes with Alchemy. Gloria commands Attract first, but Marnie has Lightbird interrupt the attack with Fake Out. Alchemy tries again, but the move fails against the female Lightbird. Gloria decides to try Dazzling Gleam, but Lightbird hits a Sucker Punch first. Alchemy recovers her balance and strikes with her attack, which knocks out Lightbird. Toxicroak is next, and the Poison type easily defeats Alchemy with Poison Jab. Naturally, Gloria sends out Ponyta next. The match begins nearly the same way as the first, with Toxicroak using Sucker Punch to knock Ponyta back. She's able to strike back with a powerful Psybeam. Ponyta goes in for a stomp, but Toxicroak uses a strong Venoshock to counter. In the end, both Pokemon knock each other out. This makes Gloria uneasy, as she was hoping her Psychic type would be able to get a clean win against the Fighting and Poison type. But Marnie is clearly a strong trainer, stronger than Gloria thought. Nervous, but trying to keep her composition, Gloria sends an Arctozolt, and Marnie is surprised to see this unique Pokemon in person, as she has seen it on the TV watching Gloria's gym battles. But nevertheless, she decides to bring out Scrafty. Gloria goes all out on the offense, commanding attack after attack without ceasing. Arctozolt battles well, hitting Scrafty with its powerful Bolt Beak and Icicle Crash attacks, but Scrafty's type advantage saves it, as a strong Brick Break defeats the fossil. Gloria is internally panicking. She can't lose this. She can't. She's down to her last Pokemon, and she debates between her remaining Pokemon, and ultimately she chooses her bulky Appleton. Scrafty hits Appleton hard, but eventually Appleton is able to get the win with Dragon Pulse. Gloria sighs in relief. She should be good now. She knows Marnie's last Pokemon, and she knows she can beat it. Marnie brings in her Morpeko, and Gloria commands recover so Appleton can heal herself. She does so and seemingly recovers all of her health, but Marnie smirks. It seems she has a trick up her sleeve. Gloria calls for Apple Acid, which strikes Morpeko, but then Marnie calls for a brand new attack. Outrage. Gloria is stunned. She had no clue Morpeko could learn Outrage, and Ash is stunned by this as well. The small rodent transforms into its hangry mode and goes in for the attack. Shrouded in red energy, it pummels Appleton with a variety of punches. Appleton topples over and Gloria calls for another recover. Sadly, it's too late. The speedy rodent goes in for another round of Outrage and defeats Appleton with a powerful punch to the face. Marnie is thus the victor, which of course has Team Yell cheering even more excitedly, along with the crowd who had come to watch the battle, though many are shocked at Gloria's loss, clearly being fans of hers. Of course, Marnie's fans continue to cheer loudly as well, happy for her victory. Gloria's heart shatters, and it's as if time stops. No, it can't be. She's stunned. She lost. She just lost a battle. She feels the wind knocked out of her, and she nearly falls. Marnie was busy telling Team Yell to keep it down, so she hadn't noticed Gloria's reaction. Ash slowly approaches Gloria to tell her it's alright, but she turns and runs out of the gym before he can say a word. Marnie calls out to her, but Gloria ignores her as well. Marnie asks what's wrong and why she's so upset, and Ash explains that Gloria had been really upset by the idea of losing battles lately, so this must have really shocked her. Marnie says she had no idea, and that she is sorry and says she'll go find her. Ash attempts to go as well, but the crowd of trainers within the gym beg him to stay and battle Opal. They're huge fans of his and have been waiting for him to challenge the local gym leader for ages. Normally, Ash would go after his friend regardless, but he feels Marnie may be better at talking to Gloria, so without much left to do, he figures he may as well go ahead and battle Opal. Gloria runs all the way through Glimmwood Tangle, tears in her eyes. She can't even see where she's going, and she doesn't care. She's been running for what feels like ages. She runs until she trips over what she believes to be a tree branch. Gloria pulls herself up and turns to look at what she tripped on. It looks to be a tree branch, and yet the color looks off. Just as she reaches for it, it jumps out at her, turning out to be a wild Morgrim. Gloria freaks out, and in a panic, just runs off. But the Morgrim runs after her. It fires a dark pulse at her, which she narrowly avoids. She turns to face the creature, which is currently charging up another attack. Right as Gloria is about to reach into her bag to grab a Pokeball, a Sludge Bomb strikes Morgrim out of nowhere. The Pokemon is launched into the air, and out of nowhere a Dusk Ball is thrown at it. Gloria only then notices Marnie in front of her, along with her Toxicroak. Marnie picks up the Dusk Ball with the newly captured Morgrim. Didn't expect to make a catch that way, but I'd say it all worked out well. Gloria looks down at the ground before meeting Marnie's eyes. She thanks her and then turns away. Gloria, stop. Talk to me. The girl does stop, but doesn't turn around. You don't need to say anything to me. Gloria, I know you're upset that you lost, but it's okay. It wasn't a serious battle. But it could have been. There could have easily been a league match. All of my days of strategizing and training down the drain because I wasn't good enough, and all of my hard work would have been for nothing. For nothing? Is winning the only thing that matters? What about your Pokemon? What about their growth? What about the memories you guys are making? Is it all irrelevant if you don't win? Gloria is silent for a moment before responding. What good is any of it if I have nothing to show for it in the end? At least if I lose to Leon, I'll have the title of runner-up to the champion. If I lose here, I get nothing out of it. But you do have something. Didn't you see the fans in there cheering for you? You have fewer badges than I do, but you had more people cheering for you than I did, if you don't count that Team Yell lot. Silence. You have your Pokemon who have been battling for you, your friends who have been rooting for you, and all the fans you'll never meet. You have so much more coming from your journey than you realize. But I still want to feel like I accomplished something by the end of this. If I lose in the league before I can battle Leon. It's not the end of the world, Gloria. We may lose battles, but as trainers, we're supposed to pick ourselves up and move forward. Imagine if every trainer who ever lost a battle just gave up and never strived to do better next time. There would be so many great trainers out there who'd never reach their full potential. And then Gloria realizes, Ash. Ash? Marnie questions. Ash, he told me that before he became the Alola champion, he lost a lot of league tournaments. He lost so many leagues and yet kept pushing, and then finally he won the Kalos League in this universe. And after that, he became the Alola champion, and now he's working to defeat the strongest champion ever. Wow, I had no idea. Imagine if after that first loss, he just gave up. He'd never have become a league winner, let alone a champion with all the fans he has now. Wow, I never thought about it the first time he told me that. So do you realize it now, Gloria? Losing doesn't mean everything is over, or that you wasted your time. You can easily pick yourself up and move on toward new challenges and new victories. Yeah, I do. I realize it now. Of course, I still don't want to lose. But I realize that I shouldn't treat a loss as the end of my journey. Marnie smiles. Great, I'm glad to hear that. Marnie, thank you. I'd say you should thank Ash. Clearly it was his advice that helped you. And then Gloria finally remembers that she'd completely forgotten about Ash. Oh my gosh, Ash, I totally ditched him. He's probably battling the gym leader right now. Marnie notes that it's probably being streamed on the internet, and they might be able to catch it right now. She pulls out her Rotom phone to check. It looks like Ash is in the middle of his match, but he's struggling. Looking at the screen, it seems Ash is on his last Pokemon, Carkol, and the gym leader Opal is only using her second, a Togekiss. Alright, Ash, you may have gotten all my other questions wrong, but surely you won't mess this one up. Now, what is my nickname? Your nickname? Yep, I'll even give you a hint. Either the wizard or the magic user. As this is happening, Togekiss flies around Carkol, disorienting it, though Ash doesn't seem to notice. I'll go with the magic user. Nope, wrong answer. Togekiss, use ancient power. Opal's Pokemon pelts Carkol with rocks, knocking it backward. Gloria is shocked, but also confused, wondering why Opal is asking Ash questions during the battle. Marnie explains that this is all part of Opal's strategy. Confuse the trainer with questions, then go in for the attack while they're in the middle of thinking. She says she struggled with it a lot, and actually only barely got her own win. Unfortunately, it looks like Ash wasn't able to get past this. Carkol goes down, and Ash loses the battle, having no more Pokemon to battle with. The announcer declares Opal the winner. Wow, what a shock. Challenger Ash loses the battle after failing all of Opal's questions. He was clearly thrown off his game here, but we're sure this isn't the last time we'll see him here. Stay tuned. Gloria is shocked. Not only had she missed Ash's entire battle, but he just lost. First I lose, and now Ash, Gloria says. And I'm sure he'll take it far better than I did. Knowing Ash, he'll get right back up to train for a rematch. Man, I wish I hadn't been so stupid and stayed to support him. I'm sure Ash will understand, Marnie said. But I'm sure he'll be worried that we still aren't back yet, so why don't we head to the gym? Gloria agrees, and the two rush back to the stadium. The girls reunite with Ash, and Gloria explains how Marnie helped her out and get her out of her bad mood. Ash says that he's happy to hear that, and he's glad to hear some good news after that crazy gym battle. Gloria apologizes for not being there to support him, but he says he's fine, especially since she's back now and will be able to see his rematch, where he's sure to win. Marnie then says that she'll stay to watch Ash's rematch and Gloria's battle with Opal, as she's watched many of their matches on TV and wants to see an in-person battle for a change. Ash and Gloria are happy to hear this. However, after seeing Ash's performance against Opal, what little she was able to see, Gloria becomes nervous about battling her. Sure, she isn't as distraught about the idea of losing as she was just a few hours ago, but of course she still doesn't really want to lose. So she asks Ash if they can work on some intense training, and he agrees. After said training, Ash asks Gloria if she would like to battle Opal before his rematch, since surely she must be eager for another battle by now. But Gloria just says she'd rather Ash battle Opal again before her attempt, so she can see more of the gym leader's battling style. Plus, she feels like she needs to make up for missing his first battle. Ash tells Gloria that he'll go ahead and have his rematch, but also has something he wants to tell her. It's okay, Ash, I'm not scared of losing anymore. Actually, that's not it, Gloria. Confused, Gloria asks what he means. He says that he'd actually wanted to bring this up a while ago. He says that she should remember that eventually she'll have to battle new opponents who she won't be familiar with their battling style, and she should get used to coming up with strategies on the fly. After all, they're getting closer to the league, but they'll be battling lots of different people. She can't rely on watching his battles first forever. But Gloria says that she still thinks prior analysis and planning is the best way to win battles. It's been working up until this point, for her gym battles at least, and she wants to stick with it. Ash isn't too sure about this, but agrees to let her battle the way she wants. A couple of days later, Ash challenges Opal to a rematch. This time, she decides to leave the questioning out of the match, at the request of the audience, as they feel like Ash best shows his intelligence in battle rather than through trivia. Opal agrees to make it a normal battle, but mainly because she already asked Ash all of the questions she usually asks in the last battle. Gloria and Marnie are relieved to hear this, though, as they weren't too sure about Ash being able to deal with those questions. Marnie says that she views Ash as being similar to Leon, great at battles, but not so good at academics. Ash starts things off with Carcoal, and Opal uses Wheezing. Carcoal immediately shoots flames into the air as soon as he touches the battlefield, very eager to win this time around, both for Ash and his own pride. Carcoal starts off with Heat Wave, which seems stronger than any he's ever used before, and it burns Wheezing instantly. Wheezing hits back with Sludge, which funnily enough, poisons Carcoal. This angers Carcoal, and he begins angrily spouting fire from the coal on his back. Carcoal revs up his wheels and rushes forward, slamming his body into Wheezing before it can even react. Gloria and the entire audience react in shock. Gloria tells Marnie that Carcoal is a real hothead, and this kind of reaction is pretty normal from him. Meanwhile, Ash commands Incinerate, while Wheezing uses Fairy Wind, and both are knocked back. Ash decides to speed things up. He commands Rock Polish to increase Carcoal's speed. Carcoal then starts zipping around the battlefield, launching smackdown attacks at his opponent, with Wheezing being barely able to dodge. Opal orders another Sludge attack, but Carcoal can easily dodge thanks to his increased speed. A final Heat Wave succeeds in knocking Wheezing out. Carcoal happily sends a Heat Wave into the air in celebration, and Ash praises the Pokemon for a job well done. Opal sends out her Carcoal next, and Carcoal instantly sees red. He wants revenge against that Pokemon that defeated him last time. But despite Carcoal's new speed and powerful rock-type attacks, Togekiss is somehow still faster and slams Carcoal with an ancient power to do big damage. Ash swaps Carcoal out and sends Corviknight in, starting an aerial battle. The audience cheers as the metallic bird enters the battlefield, impressed at seeing the fully evolved Pokemon. Gloria comments that Ash's Corviknight is clearly a fan favorite, and is even growing in more popularity. Corviknight uses his new Steel Wing attack, and Togekiss takes a lot of damage. Opal orders an Air Slash, which does hit Corviknight, but barely hurts the now Steel-type Pokemon. A few more Steel Wing attacks take the opposing Pokemon down. Mawile is next, and though Corviknight continues on the offensive with Pluck, the bird is tough. But Mawile is able to use Iron Defense a few times to easily resist Corviknight's physical attacks. Ash tries not to let this stop his strategy, and he keeps Corviknight into the battle, but sadly he just can't do much anymore, and Mawile takes him down with Crunch. The audience sighs over seeing their favorite bird lose, but claps for his earlier performance. Then, in true Ash fashion, he sends out Dracovish next, despite his type disadvantage. Dracovish is confused by the gym stadium and the presence of the audience, but the crowd is likewise confused by the strange Pokemon. But upon seeing the opposing Pokemon, Dracovish becomes more focused on wanting to battle. Ash tells Dracovish that the type disadvantage doesn't matter, and he's sure Dracovish will do well. Dracovish is still confused, but wants to do well in this battle for his trainer. Dracovish successfully lands a huge amount of attacks onto Mawile, but sadly it's just too bulky now. To make matters worse, she keeps using Draining Kiss to recover nearly all of the damage taken. Ash calls for Officious Rend, but Mawile grabs Dracovish's leg with its own jaws and is strong enough to lift the Pokemon and slam it into the ground. A final Draining Kiss takes it out. Ash recalls the fish monster, praising it for a good battle, and sends Pikachu in. Thankfully, with Pikachu having his long-range attacks, he fares much better. He starts with an Electro Whip to trap Mawile, and any attempts to gnaw away at it just lead to Mawile being shocked. A strong Thunderbolt finally defeats Mawile. Alchemy is Opal's last Pokemon, and she starts with a Sweet Kiss to confuse Pikachu. Pikachu tries to hit Thunderbolt, but he only shoots the attack into the sky. Alchemy uses Acid Armor to prepare a powerful attack, but she doesn't even need it, as despite Ash calling for attack after attack, Pikachu is unable to hit anything in his confused state. Opal decides to just end things, and Alchemy takes Pikachu down with Draining Kiss. Ash resends out Carcoal, his last Pokemon, and though he's upset at not being able to take down the Togekiss, he's still ready for a fight. He looks to Ash, and they both nod. Both know that it's time for Dynamax. Ash Dynamaxes Carcoal, and Opal, not wanting to be outdone, Gigantamaxes Alchemy. Alchemy uses G Max Finale, which does heavy damage and heals her. At first, Carcoal seems confused at being so sluggish in his giant size, but Ash suddenly commands a Max Rockfall, which Carcoal uses. The attack whips up a Sandstorm, slowly wearing Alchemy down. Alchemy uses another G Max Finale, but Carcoal blocks it with Max Guard. Ash commands a final attack, Max Flare, which does more heavy damage and makes the battlefield sunny. And Opal uses a third G Max Finale. The Pokemon shrink back down and Carcoal seems happier to be back to his small and faster size. He begins zipping around the battlefield while Alchemy is basically immobile. Carcoal circles the small whipped cream thing and fires off smackdown attack after smackdown, pelting the Pokemon with rocks. Eventually, this combined with the Sandstorm damage wears Alchemy down. Opal tries a final Acid Armor, but it's too late. A sun-boosted Heat Wave takes Alchemy down. Ash wins his Fairy Badge and the crowd roars. Opal congratulates Ash for a great battle and admits that he's a strong opponent when he doesn't have to do the trivia questions. She says she might just start doing more battles without this question segment. Ash says that sounds great and thanks Opal likewise for the amazing match. Ash waves to the crowd as he exits the pitch and Carcoal bounces along happily beside him. Gloria and Marnie meet up with Ash in the lobby and congratulate him on his win. Ash says that he's just glad that he didn't have to deal with any questions this time around. He asks Gloria if she's ready for her own battle, and she says that she's more than ready, and she's certain she'll win. Later that evening, after Opal has had time to heal her team, Gloria goes in for her battle. She meets Opal on the center of the battlefield, where Opal tells her that she's seen her battle and thinks she's a real rising star, and that recent challengers like Hop, Marnie, and Ash have given her the best battle she's had in decades. She hopes Gloria will be no different. Gloria says she plans to give her just as good a battle as those challengers. No, it'll be even better. Opal says that she'll hold her to that, and they head over to their sides of the battlefield. Opal uses her Mawile first this time, and Gloria sends in Raboot first. Raboot uses multiple flame charge attacks to do heavy damage, but Mawile uses Iron Defense to lessen the blows. She also counters back with strong crunch attacks. Still, Raboot remains in control, mainly due to being quick enough to dodge most of Mawile's moves. In the end, Raboot is able to finish Mawile off with her new Mega Kick attack. Weezing is up next, and Opal uses a strong tackle to knock Raboot back. She tries to hit hard with Headbutt, but Weezing is bulky enough to take the hit and hit Raboot with a Sludge. Raboot becomes poisoned by the hit, and Gloria attempts to call her back, but Raboot refuses to leave the battle. She goes in for another Mega Kick, but Weezing dodges and Raboot slams into the ground. A final Sludge puts Raboot out of the match, and Gloria calls her starter back, praising her on a job well done. Gloria makes a bold choice and sends in her brand new Ponyta. Ash is surprised to see Gloria using such a fresh capture, but Marnie points out that she's probably just focusing on the type advantage. And it seems Gloria's plan works. A Psybeam does heavy damage to Weezing right off the bat, but the Pokemon strikes back with a powerful tackle, slamming Ponyta into the wall. Gloria orders another Psybeam, but Weezing dodges and hits a strong Fairy Wind. Ponyta uses her psychic powers to momentarily hold Weezing in place. It tries a final Fairy Wind, but a final Psybeam from Ponyta takes the opposing Galarian form down. Togekiss is the third Pokemon from Opal, and as usual, she proves to be a force to be reckoned with. Her great speed and aerial abilities allow her to avoid Ponyta's Psybeams and her Stomp attack. Numerous Air Slashes also cause Ponyta to flinch several times, allowing her to not get off any attacks. Opal tells Togekiss to finish things off with Ancient Power, which takes Ponyta down. Gloria goes with Arctozolt for her third choice, for another type advantage, though Marnie comments she has a definite speed disadvantage. Togekiss starts strong with a powerful Ancient Power, and Arctozolt is far too slow to dodge. So Gloria repeats the same strategy she used against Alistair. She has Arctozolt freeze the ground with Freeze Dry, so Arctozolt can skate around and avoid attacks. Opal remarks that she's definitely seen this strategy, but doesn't feel reason to be concerned, since her Pokemon is in the air. Using her new acceleration, Arctozolt leaps into the air to hit Togekiss with a strong Bolt Beak. The attack does a lot of damage and sends Togekiss to the ground. With the Pokemon finally grounded, Gloria ordered a quick Freeze Dry to take the Pokemon down. Shocked, Opal praises Gloria on being able to apply such a unique strategy in a brand new way, but her Ammonium Pokemon are no match for her Alchemy, and Opal sends the Pokemon out. Gloria, knowing how strong this Pokemon is, commands an Accidental Crash to trap Alchemy. Alchemy is unfazed and immediately begins using Acid Armor. Gloria realizes just how much of a mistake this was, as Alchemy now has a barrier from all of Arctozolt's own attacks. Arctozolt tries to use all of its powerful moves, Bolt Beak, Freeze Dry, and eventually has to resort to charging up a powerful Giga Impact. This is finally able to break the icicles and even hit Alchemy, but by now, this impressive attack is little more than a tackle for Alchemy, so Alchemy takes out Arctozolt with a single Draining Kiss. Gloria thinks about it a lot, and she knows now who she's ending this battle with. Last to enter this battle is Gloria's own Alchemy. In an instant, both Gloria and Opal Dynamax their Alchemy, with Opal's of course being Gigantamaxed. Ash fears that Gloria's Alchemy might struggle due to not being Gigantamaxed, but Marnie is sure Gloria knows what she's doing. Gloria actually ends up playing more defensively, using Max Guard to block Opal's first G-Max finale, but Opal just ends up doing the same thing once Gloria commands Max Starfall, meaning the Pokemon took no damage in the first 2 turns. In the end, the Alchemy only wind up being able to hit each other with 1 attack before their Dynamax ends. Back to their normal sizes, Gloria commands Dazzling Gleam, but with Opal's Alchemy already being so bulky from before, she takes little damage. Gloria keeps commanding the attack, but clearly it's barely making a dent in the opponent. Her own Alchemy is also becoming tired very quickly. Gloria starts to lose hope until she thinks of a new idea. She has Alchemy use her special move, Decorate, a move which boosts the power of the Pokemon it hits. Opal is confused why Gloria would want to power up her opponent, but using the power of anime logic, Gloria has Alchemy hit herself with the move, thus giving herself a big attack boost. Gloria, her Alchemy, and the entire audience are stunned as Alchemy aims the attack in the air so it lands and hits herself. Now with this new boost in attack power, Alchemy uses another Dazzling Gleam, which is able to blast Opal's Alchemy into the wall. Opal freaks out and commands a Psychic, and while this attack does do a lot of damage, Gloria's Alchemy is strong enough to withstand the attack. Another powerful Dazzling Gleam winds up being enough to give Gloria the win. The audience roars in applause, and Gloria celebrates the win with Alchemy. As she's awarded her Fairy Badge, Opal compliments her on her unique strategy. Gloria thanks her for the great battle, and says that it was thanks to watching Ash's battles that she was able to come up with such a plan to win. Back in the lobby, Ash and Marnie comment on how impressed they were by the strategy Gloria used to win, and Gloria dedicates her win to Ash for introducing her to such unique battle styles as they've traveled together. Ash shyly says that he doesn't need to take credit for her idea, and Marnie laughs at the two of them. She probably ships them. Marnie then notices the TV screen above them. It's a special news report focusing on Gloria and Ash's recent battles. Ash says that it's so cool to see the two of them on TV as well-liked challengers, and it almost doesn't feel real to him. He's never felt this much like a celebrity before, despite his past accomplishments. Gloria says that the feeling is unbelievable to her as well. Right as their news segment ends, a new one is put on the screen, and it's Hop. He's in the lobby of what must be another gym. Instantly, Ash notices the expression in his rival's face. He seems fired up and confident, just like he did when they first started their journey. The reporter states that they're in Sirchester and that Hop is about to have his 6th gym battle, and they're anticipating an incredible match. She also points out that Hop has been using a lot of different Pokemon in his battles lately, and she asks if he's planning on a new roster for this match as well. Hop says that she'll just have to wait until his battle to see, but one thing is for sure, he's winning this battle. He also leaves one final message. Ash, I hope you're doing well in your gym challenge. Let's have a great battle next time we meet. And the interview ends there. Ash yells back to the TV screen that he'll be ready for their next battle too, and he can't wait to see how much stronger Hop has become. Marnie then bids the duo farewell and leaves the gym, hoping to see them again soon. Right as Ash and Gloria are about to leave the gym themselves, they hear someone call out to them. They turn around and are approached by Sonia. Naturally, the two are surprised to see her, and ask what she's doing there. She says that her grandmother needs help on a research assignment, but unfortunately, Sonia is still busy investigating the statues behind the Stow-Inside mural. So she decided to ask Ash and Gloria if they would like to help, and of course they agree. Sonia happily hands Ash and Gloria 2 items, and explains that they'll get all of the information that they need when they arrive. Arrive? Are we going somewhere? Sonia tells them yes, and at that, Ash and Gloria look at the items, and they see that they are passes. Passes to a place called the Isle of Armor,